14 to 19. Your brain's currently running on an operating system that absorbs complex physical skills at a phenomenal speed. But this specific neurological window's about to permanently slam shut. You're in the era of peak neuroplasticity. If you've ever wondered why a teenager can pick up a guitar or learn a second language in a few months, while a 40-year-old struggles for years, it has nothing to do with the amount of free time you have and everything to do with your age. Your cerebellum's taking in movement patterns and locking them down faster than ever, pushing your reaction times and motor learning to their absolute limit. While your brain rapidly wires itself, your skeleton's building its foundation. You're absorbing calcium at the highest rate of your life, banking the bone density you'll rely on decades from now. To fund all this heavy lifting, your body pumps out massive amounts of growth hormone. You're in all-out construction mode. It's an incredibly brief biological window where your physical frame is ready to upgrade itself, meaning whatever you spend your time doing right now gets permanently coded into your body. 20 to 29. Right now, your cells are generating more physical energy and defensive immunity than they ever will again, which is truly ironic considering how much you constantly complain about how tired you are. Your mitochondrial density hits its ceiling, meaning your body makes and uses energy at its greatest possible output. This pairs with peak VO2 max, the technical way of saying your system processes oxygen extremely well. While your physical engine runs hottest, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for impulse control, judgment, and long-term planning, finally finishes installing around age 25. Before this, you were essentially driving a sports car with faulty brakes. You also hit prime collagen production and the fastest wound healing of your life, making your skin tough and quick to repair. By the time you hit 30, your skeleton reaches maximum bone density. On top of that, your immune system's packed with wide T-cell diversity to aggressively fight off bugs and viruses. You're biologically bulletproof, right as your brain finally gives you the judgment to stop doing stupid things. 30 to 39. You might have noticed your physical speed starting to slip, but your brain's compensated by unlocking a cognitive ability that makes you almost uncomfortably accurate at reading other people. Your crystallized intelligence, the ability to actually use the knowledge and skills you've gathered, starts climbing fast. You aren't just learning things anymore. Your pattern recognition's leveled up across the board. Because your brain's experienced more, it predicts outcomes faster, allowing you to skip the trial and error phase that slows down younger people. This is the decade where the famous 10,000 hours effect kicks in. If you've been practicing something on purpose, the gains suddenly skyrocket, and you step into genuine expertise. Emotionally, your amygdala becomes less reactive to negative events, meaning you're a little less hijacked by sudden anger or stress. Your immune system also reaches full maturity, armed with a deep memory bank built from decades of fighting off germs. And right around 32 to 34, face recognition hits its stride. Your brain's at its best at reading human expressions, making this the worst possible decade to try and lie to you. 40 to 49. Your neural networks are actively deleting connections, and oddly enough, that biological brain shrinkage is exactly why you're making the sharpest financial decisions of your life. Through a process called synaptic pruning, your brain gets rid of unused pathways. It sounds like things are breaking down, but it's actually a strict cleanup. Your brain's running more effectively, taking far fewer steps to reach the exact same or better answer. This newfound efficiency lines up with your largest vocabulary. You know more words now than at any prior point in life. Whatever you've spent the last 2 decades doing, you're now truly proficient at it. You've gone from building skills to total mastery. Multiple studies show that the smartest, rational financial choices happen in this decade, likely because that leaner neural network weighs risk and reward without getting distracted by noise. You also see a big jump in empathy and social awareness. Your theory of mind and perspective-taking reach their strongest point, allowing you to navigate complex group drama with empathy and insight. You aren't working harder to understand people, your brain just processes their motives faster. Everything up to now has been building on what came before, but the advantages coming in the decades ahead are the ones that are rarely talked about, primarily because they peak when most people assume everything already has. 50 to 59. Long-term studies reveal a weird mental threshold where human beings almost universally lose the biological capacity to care about minor grievances, and your brain's crossing it right now. Welcome to the upward turn of the happiness U-curve. People in their 50s consistently report higher life satisfaction than people younger than them. Across cultures, personality studies show that you stress considerably less and your worrying noticeably drops. You also become significantly better at resolving conflicts than in any earlier decade. This is when wisdom-related knowledge tops out, the ability to handle deep uncertainty and messy human problems. You also develop what psychologists call greater emotional granularity, meaning you can easily tell the difference between frustration and anger, or contentment and joy, far better than younger adults. According to socio-emotional selectivity theory, you begin deliberately cutting out shallow friendships to invest only in deep, meaningful ones. You also hit unmatched post-traumatic resilience. If hard times hit, your psychological immune system's at its strongest, allowing you to find meaning and bounce back faster than ever before. 60 to 69. You probably assume your cognitive hardware is breaking down, but your amygdala's actually just rewired itself to actively block negative information from processing in your brain. This is known as the positivity effect, and it's entirely neurological. Brain scans show that your amygdala now reacts much more strongly to positive images and significantly less to negative ones. Because of this, the happiness U-curve keeps climbing. You're statistically likely to be more satisfied with your life now than you were in your 40s or even your 50s. Your stress reactions plummet, and the cortisol spikes you used to get from minor daily annoyances rarely happen anymore. Your immune system also recognizes more viruses and bacteria than any time before. Decades of exposure mean your adaptive immune system is better than it's ever been. Meanwhile, neurogenesis continues. Your brain is still building new neural pathways. Your crystallized intelligence stays remarkably strong, beating out younger adults in vocabulary, reasoning, and spatial awareness tests. Your social sorting deepens even further. Your circle shrinks down, but those few remaining friendships become deeply meaningful and supportive. It's not that you're losing friends, it's just that you're just done with useless small talk. 70 to 79. To solve complex problems, your brain started deploying an entirely new mechanism, forcing its left and right hemispheres to work simultaneously to outsmart people half your age. According to the Herald model, older adults begin using both sides of the brain for tasks that younger adults handle with just one. This biological backup plan frequently allows people in their 70s to match or beat younger adults on highly complex mental tests. On top of that cognitive edge, your natural neuroticism, which is just the psychological term for anxiety and mood swings, drops to the lowest point of your life. As that tendency to worry fades, the positivity effect grows even stronger, wiping out those agonizing what-if regrets that younger people obsess over. Because you know your time is limited, your brain stops stressing about the distant future and focuses on enjoying right now. That shift completely changes your priorities, making it incredibly easy to walk away from drama and make daily choices that protect your peace. Society treats this decade like a steep mental decline, but your biology is actually running a masterclass in adaptation. When processing speed slows down, your mind simply changes the rules of the game, trading anxiety for appreciation and forcing both hemispheres to carry the load. 80 to 89. A specific subset of people in this age group are suddenly producing twice as many new memory neurons as everyone else, and researchers just figured out how their genetic code got stuck in the on position. A landmark 2026 study from Northwestern University, published in Nature, found that superagers, people over 80 with the memory of 50-year-olds, possess a distinct resilience feature. Their genetic programs that keep brain cells alive stay active, while other people's switch off in typical aging. Even if you aren't a superager, just making it to your 80s proves your body's got rare genetic and cellular repair skills. You've also got nearly the strongest immune memory possible, having tracked and cataloged the widest range of bugs of anyone younger than you. Studies consistently show this decade's often rated as the happiest time of life, with record life satisfaction and the lowest levels of interpersonal conflict. Fear of the unknown drops, and oddly enough, fear of death hits its lowest point. You've got high conflict resolution ability and deep emotional wisdom, proving your mind still actively mastering the human experience. 90 to 100 plus. Reaching this threshold means you don't just have good luck, you possess a rare genetic makeup that actively fights off the chronic diseases that kill most people decades earlier. Boston University research shows a clear difference in how this group ages. Instead of spending 20 or 30 years dealing with physical limits, centenarians tend to stay healthy and independent until at least age 93, bypassing the slow, drawn-out decline that hits most everyone else. A 2024 study revealed this comes down to a unique mix of genetic toughness, a well-tuned immune system, and a highly beneficial gut microbiome that looks completely different from typical older adults. Your brain also shows far fewer Alzheimer's-related protein tangles and plaques than normal aging brains. You've got the ultimate survivor advantage. The inflammation markers that predict early death are simply missing in this age group. Your emotional stability is also at its most solid point. Centenarians consistently test as adaptable, emotionally steady, and completely lacking in self-pity, an emotional profile that perfectly matches their lower biological inflammation. You've weathered every health crisis, and your body's flat-out proved its repair systems are elite. The next time you complain about getting older, remember, no matter what stage of life you're in, your biology's doing a whole lot more than you give it credit for. If you want to know what other hidden advantages you're carrying around without realizing it, stick around and check out the next video.